All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media, fastest 15 minutes anywhere. My name is Judson Powell. Hey, how y'all doing? Everybody okay? All right, I'm here to double down, and this was like I'm doubling down on the end of the thing I guess I did yesterday. I sometimes forget. Like my son was getting ready to go to work. I was like, "What are you doing?" Hey, yeah. Anyway, long story, but anyway, um, so I'm trying to tell everybody about this thing, and here's the sad part: it's been pushed and pushed and pushed through. Guess where? The black church. There are two there, and I'm only going to talk about one, but there like two doctrines like that every or two things that became doctrines, which really are not scriptural. You can't really quote me a scripture on this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I taught and learned the Bible for a long time, and I'm just saying if you could find one, uh, you know, hook a brother up because I admit I don't do that as much as I used to, but I still remember everything I did. If that's a good way of putting it. But anyway, this doctrine of everybody can't go to the next level with you, or everybody can't be friends with you, or everybody can't do this or can't do that with you, or everybody, can't be there when you get your success, or everybody, you're going to have to leave people behind and you're going to have to do this and do that and blah, 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 blah. But the true essence of everything and the theory behind, even behind gender, the theory behind race, everything is all what? It's all hinged on blood, and the only two things that bind you to this earth, right? The only two things that really bind you to this earth is your breath and the blood, and blood and blood byproducts, because every other fluid in your body is actually, a blood byproduct, whether you knew that or not. Okay, but it is. So the deal is that we can't keep on with that doctrine. See, that's the thing that everybody, and it started off with with the big name pastors, and we're not gonna name names, but we'll just say some of the big name pastors, just like that was part of preaching the prosperity ministry, right? The abundance and like, okay, oh, and favor, that's another one, favor, and all of those things that the church kept instilling in your mind. And I might as well go throw the other one out there, and waiting on something in the sky to bring you this miraculous whatever it is you want that you're gonna, I guess. And here's the problem with it: is not to say that that's not probable or possible. The problem is that when you tell somebody that they can sit there and not work, and I know everybody always go, well, it says faith without works is dead. It's like, okay, I get that, but that's not how y'all teach it and preach it. It just isn't, because you could go, it's like, and if you're teaching it wrong because your people ain't remembering it. All right, a lot of them are sitting on their laurels. They're procrastinating, lazy, whatever. And I'm not trying to put anybody down. This is not an attack on lazy people or whatever. That's not what this is. But what I'm trying to say is like those doctrines are doctrines of devils, because and the first time that one reason why I married my wife said, there is no way I'm gonna let you go out and work an 8-hour day, come home, and then I'm gonna give something in the sky that's non existent credit for putting that food on the table when you did it. See, and that's where we get messed up because they're always moving and plotting and moving and moving, and that's why I say they're playing chess and we're playing checkers because they're just like with the abortion thing. All of this stuff that's going on about abortion, why? Because they was playing chess. They were diverting our attention while they did something else. The same thing that happened with the tax cut. I was looking at some stuff today, and that's why I gotta admit I'm a no offense YouTube, but I'm a TikTok addict. I can't stop. But the reason why is because there's actual information and like this the stuff that's not real. The young kids might fall for it, but a person like me that knows a lot of stuff, I see stuff, and when I see something that I like or that I think that is pertinent, then I'll put it on my page or whatever. But here's the thing. The bottom line is a lot of the stuff that you see is actually, legitimate research, which is good. Okay. That's a good thing. So anybody who puts some legitimate research up there, I'm with you. Okay. Especially if it bolsters or backs up, of course, one of my points. Just to, like I always tell my sister, just to interject my ego into things, just want to let y'all know I still got an ego. I, like I said, meditation goes good, but I'm still fighting that ego thing. I no lie, but that's just a Leo. I'm a Leo, so that's a Leo trait. So I have no control over that. I'm fixed, muted, all that stuff. Anyway, so I'm off on another side. But all of that to point out that look, all of this stuff is relational. Just like just like they tell you that astrology, since I'm on that, we'll go down that path, all right? Since I'm on astrology. Okay. Astrology is scientific so that if you hook up with a person, the first thing that you should do is find out if you're astrologically correct for one another. That is how our ancestors stayed married. That is why, even after people robbed West Africa, the divorce rate in West Africa was less than 5%. And everybody got married. So you see that things are possible. Nothing is impossible. But the bottom line is it's impossible within the confines of what's going on in the United States of America. See, you can't and all of the principles that I'm talking about, these are principles that don't come from a religious book. These are things that come from our own nature. Nothing has to you if you never read the Bible, the Quran, the Vedas, da 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 da, whatever have you, right? Read whatever religious book you want, right? But nobody has to tell you, like when you come out of the womb, nobody has to tell you to eat, right? And nobody has to tell you to keep eating. Nobody has to tell you to breathe. In fact, you don't even have to tell yourself to breathe. That's how wonderful everything is, right? That's that because whenever you feel like if you feel anxious or depressed, the first thing you should do is take 10 deep, very deep breaths. You know why? Because that's your connection to the divine, whether you realize it or not. Because once again, there's only two things keeping you alive: your breath and your blood. Everything else, I mean, we can argue the rest of the stuff down, different organs and all that. Okay, we can, but they're minor players in the big game, right? They're minor. The only one that's like a big boy is the heart and the brain. Like they the big boys. if they go, bam, everything is just, whatever. However that goes. All right. But what I'm trying to get at is that we're all the same. all of the people, back to my daddy's theory, everybody walking around on 2 feet either got a problem or is a problem. Everybody. Everybody has things that go along, and that's why I was getting back to our spirituality, is because everybody has things that go with their nature. It's just part of the human condition. It's got nothing to do with you. It's all part of the human condition, but we realize that there are certain things, because even the founders, the slave owning founders, they said what? They said that there were certain unalienable rights, certain things to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The things that have been denied to most of the marginalized communities in this United States of America and a lot of parts around the world because of colonization. And let's let all that stuff die with the queen. The queen died. Let all that stuff go with the queen. We gotta change. We gotta start. I just There's a young lady on Instagram, and she's on Instagram and TikTok, I believe. And it touched my heart because she's young, but she's like right on. And it's like, and it makes you feel good. It's like, dang, somebody gets it. Somebody gets it. It's like that, those certain unalienable rights. We all should have the right to education. Why does it, we all should have the right to health care. I mean, come on, you got third world countries. The last president called them shithole countries that got universal health care where they take care of everybody from cradle to the grave. That's what we should have. Nobody should have to be walking around, decide whether or not they gonna eat or get their medicine. God damn. And that's the United States. That's the motherfucking United States. That ain't 15 minutes, but it's up. Anyway, I can't do no more. I'm done. Love one another.